Hi, you guys. So I just wanted to come back and to touch on this whole Young Thug and Gunna situation, because the DA, she held a press conference, I believe yesterday, regarding the arrest being reported that she had sent a warning already that she was going to come after these groups. And so she kind of warned them, and she said in her statement in the video that I saw that she don't care who you are. She don't care who you are, who you think you are. She was going to come for you. And so she definitely sent a warning before they moved in. So I don't get it. Like I said in my last video, I still don't get why people would move into hip hop with all of this. And I've had that discussion before. I know people are trying to pretend like you thought all these people was gangbanging and doing all this stuff before in music, and we've already had these discussions. And the FBI and all the aides for hip hop music long time ago. So these people have already been in play. They've already been there. Why would you come into a genre of music, and start bragging about wanting to harm people allegedly and harming people allegedly? Why does that make sense to anybody to think that you're going to come to mainstream media by way of music and start telling all this quote unquote street stuff, and no one's going to come arrest you? Like, I'm still trying to get somebody to explain that to me because I don't get it. I feel like there's definitely some deeper something else is going on with all of that. Um, and that's just my opinion. People could feel however. You could just say these kids are slow and they don't get that they shouldn't go and jump in music. And then you have to wonder why people are allowing them to come into the music industry like that as well. You know, because that's not that. Yeah, like I said, all this stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know where the breakdown really came in with hip hop anyway, with rap music. I guess when all this social media stuff came into play, it really broke down even further. There's no gatekeepers. Everybody is thirsty and hungry and bragging about how rich they are, but they still acting thirsty and hungry. And so you don't really know who the real gatekeepers are, who really care about it, who just there collecting checks. It's a lot of that. I know it's a plethora of things that is playing into this, but I'm just kind of wondering, how do these people even get into the music industry, right? How do you get there, and then you're trying to pretend like you're going to sit here and brag about hurting someone, and that somebody's not going to come and arrest you. Like, and where is it exactly where you really thought you saw that happening in hip hop before? Like, please break that down to me if you guys have the answers to this, because I don't get it. All this stuff is just like puzzling, that we're seeing all these young black people get arrested, and we've been hearing this now for, regardless of the city. I mean, this is happening in Atlanta, but we've heard some other people from New York to Miami to LA getting arrested. They're doing serious time. Even the YFN Lucci guy, I thought it was a couple of years ago. They're saying it was just last year. I don't know why I thought it was longer, but I thought he was locked up for longer than that. They were saying April or something of last year. So I mean, he's already doing time, and so you have to wonder, like, what's really going on, or are these people in hip hop who are trying to get off on cases on their own? All of them are, they've all turned into agents, and they're turning these kids in to save themselves. Because I'm starting to think that too. I'm starting to think, like, you have to wonder why these people are allowing these kids to get put in this situation. Um, I said what I said. I know, we've lost this thing of concerning ourselves about each other within the black community, until people want to be fake about something. When you want to be fake about, like people doing all this fake outrage with the Kevin Samuels thing. We want to be fake about something, and all of a sudden we care so much about our blackness. But you definitely can tell that people don't care about other folks. That you sit there and let them kids set themselves up like that. Okay. And when I say kids, I mean young people that's in their 20s and stuff. Because this lady talking about she about to sit them down. She about to sit them down. If she can do it, that's what she's getting ready to do. And she don't, and then people are gonna come and say, oh, why would a black lady say that? No, we're not gonna do that when you have people out here committing crimes. I lived in Atlanta and I saw Atlanta not go down like that. And then all of a sudden you start hearing about all these carjackings and bank robberies and all kind of crazy stuff going on all the time. And it wasn't like that before when I lived there before. Um, but for whatever reason, it changed a great deal. And so I do understand what she's saying. That needs to be cleaned up because that Cleveland Avenue, you know, people really need to see Cleveland Avenue for really what it is, because behind the actual street Cleveland Avenue. And I believe that that street has history anyway. They actually changed the name from whatever it was before because it was so much stuff going on there, but not gang related other stuff. And so they changed the name once they cleaned it up. Like, one thing about it, they're gonna go and clean that up, you know. And I'm sorry, I don't blame them. I'm not sitting here going to okay people harming other people who are just trying to get up and go to work every day, or just trying to do the right things to send their kids to school every day. And then, the child is getting caught up in gun violence that they ain't even a part of, and then everybody want to paint everybody in that area a certain way. It's not right, because there are homeowners that are there behind that Cleveland. There are homes over there. That's a working class neighborhood. It shouldn't have all that craziness going on. You know, um, I don't know. So I don't feel any kind of way about what she's saying. I'm gonna play you guys a little bit of what they said. The press conference was like 20 minutes, but I don't get it. And then they're saying Gunna turned him. He finally, I guess he turned himself in. Um, Maybe last night or this morning. I don't know. I'm just trying to find this video. But for her to hold a press conference and then to say, I already issued a warning. And I think that she said this after the arrest of YFN Lucci. She said that she was going to clean it up. So, and then was trying to put this video together, and for whatever reason, the video won't go up. So I'm going to have to just read it to you guys. Double XL was trying to explain the history of the beef between um, YFN Lucci and Young Thug. And they were saying that Young Thug made a reference to Tupac in some lyrics. He's the next Tupac. Child, y'all need to leave Tupac out your mouth. I'm sorry. He was the next Tupac. And so YFN Lucci was kind of mocking him or making fun of him about saying that. And so that started the beef between them. And then I guess it escalated into violence. And so that is the history of where their relationship, their problems in their relationship. Because who knew? I thought everybody in Atlanta just kind of got along. And I guess all this gang stuff, because they're saying I saw Rolling 60s on that list. I guess the gangs are coming from the 90s when people were starting to traffic drugs, right, across the country. And I guess some of these individuals were going into these other cities because there were no gangs in Atlanta. Okay. So just to even hear anybody talking about a gang in Atlanta is kind of puzzling to me. There were no gangs in all these cities like that. You had Chicago, New York, and LA. So all this other stuff is coming. It's new, and it's just people sitting around making up stuff. And of course, they're saying that they're not a gang. So I'm gonna go on and put that out there as well. People keep saying that they're not a gang. They're just a crew. And we understand in hip hop, there have always been crews like Boogie Down Production, different crews of people, Junior Mafia or whomever. Um, and so I guess they're trying to say they're a crew like that. They're not necessarily a gang. But what she's saying is that they have been committing crimes. But I'm going to let you guys hear what she was saying.
First of all, I want to say good afternoon to you all. Thank you all for coming out. I want to acknowledge the DA and Fulton County Sheriff. We're here today to speak on the arrest of Jeffrey Williams that in collaboration with Fulton County DA's office and the Fulton County Sheriff on yesterday. This collaboration is representative of the partnership of the Atlanta Police Department and the DA's office on our aggressiveness and going after gang members. The mayor, as well as the DA, gave an interview last week expressing their concerns about what we were seeing in our city and how we would go after any offender. And at the direction of the DA taking the lead on us yesterday, making sure that we were able to get one of our top offenders off of the street. In partnership with them, utilizing our tactical teams, we were able to go out to the individual's location and arrest him without any significant consequences to him or any other parties at the house. And so with that, I'll turn it over to the DA.
Thank you, Chief Bryant. Today, I'm joined by the Atlanta Police Chief, Chief Rodney Bryant, as well as my sheriff and our sheriff, Sheriff Patrick Labat. We are here today about a grand jury indictment that was returned that included not just Jeffrey Williams, which is of some notoriety and media attention, but about 28 defendants that operated within our community between the time period of 2012 and 2022. It is our allegation that they operated as a criminal street gang and commenced to do havoc in our community. That havoc includes crimes of violence, crimes of thefts, crimes involving drugs. I've made no secret about it, nor any apology that as the district attorney of Fulton County, my number one focus is targeting gangs. And there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community. And so they have to be rooted out of our community. I said just a week or two ago, it does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, that you are going to become a target and a focus of this district attorney's office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law. I agree with Chief Bryant. What you see yesterday and what you will see in the upcoming months and years is the result of a lot of hard work by both the Atlanta Police Department and this office. We are proud to bring forth this indictment and hopefully to bring justice to a lot of the community who was victimized through the course you see in this indictment. But more importantly, the most important thing that we are here to do is to keep this community safe. And we believe removing these 28 defendants will keep Fulton County safer.
So, yeah. So she went on, to take some questions and stuff. I don't know if you guys saw the full press conference. It's about 30 minutes long. It is on CBS, Atlanta CBS. I think it's 11 Alive. But you can put it in the search engine here on YouTube and it'll come up if you want to watch the full thing. Let me show the
New developments just into the 11 Alive newsroom about the gang indictment involving rappers Young Thug and Gunna.
Ariana Maniz is in the studio with the details we learned less than 20 minutes ago.
Sure, Aisha, we just learned from Fulton County jail records that rapper Gunna has been arrested. Now, the records, they show Sergio Kitchens was booked sometime in the last few hours on a RICO charge. Now, Kitchens is one of the 28 people named in the massive gang indictment, which claims he is an associate of Young Slime Live. Now, right now, we know he could have his first court appearance, before a judge this morning. Now, this comes after the Fulton County District Attorney, Fonnie Willis, says Jeffrey Williams, also known as Young Thug, is allegedly tied to YSL. Now, Willis says the gang is connected to crimes dating all the way back to 2013. Among them include murder and armed robbery. Now, the indictment claims Young Thug is one of the founders of the gang that's tied to the National Blood Gang. Right now, Williams is facing 2 charges for participating in criminal street gang activity and conspiring to violate the racketeering law. The DA says that we can expect more indictments against other gangs. Take a listen.
They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community. And so they have to be rooted out of our community. I said just a week or two ago, it does not matter what your notoriety is, what your fame is. If you come to Fulton County, Georgia, and you commit crimes, and certainly if those crimes are in furtherance of a street gang, that you are going to become a target and a focus of this district attorney's office, and we are going to prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Meanwhile, Young Thug's attorney maintains Thug's rap label is not a street gang. The rapper's attorneys, they filed a motion requesting an expeditious hearing for a judge to consider giving the rapper bond. Back to you.
All right, Ariana, so one charge Young Thug is facing is a RICO charge. Gunna facing that same charge too, one count. It stands for Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations. It all started out as a federal law, mainly targeting the mafia, but now almost all states, including Georgia, have adopted similar state RICO laws. It focuses on organized crime. It only requires the state to prove that some group of people are committing a pattern of crimes. This is a story that you see is still developing. For the very latest and more on the in-depth look at the indictment, just head to 11alive.com.
So yeah, I'm like, and then some people were saying, well, it's not federal. So I mean, and so I'm like, okay, what is y'all point with that? Going to jail, to prison, is going to jail or prison. It's not no cakewalk, whether you got 10 years or 30, whatever you're trying to say with that. But they're trying to say, because I was reading, they're saying if it's a federal case, then 90% of those cases, you're going to, they go through. And the state charges may not. But it just depends on the evidence. And personally, just listening and reading some of the stuff that I'm listening to and reading, it sounds like somebody is talking. Like a lot of people are guessing at that. If people are trying to get their situation cut down, then they're going to tell on the next person. And all they need is one person to verify that he is in fact the leader of whatever they're trying to say he the leader of. So it's not as hard as people think it is to pull together this evidence. Now, if you think that him getting 25 years is nothing because of state, opposed to him getting federal or whatever it is y'all trying to say with that, I think you need to ask him how he really feel about that, because I don't think that he cares whether it's state or federal. The lady said that they're going for serious time for him. And that's because he is being singled out as the leader of this, whatever it is. Okay, so these are serious charges, whether it's state or federal. And what is the mindset of the person who is concerned about federal and sitting around concerned about federal and state? Clearly, you've never been in no box, locked up, having to wait for somebody to tell you when you can use the bathroom, when you can eat, when you can move, when you can get fresh air. Clearly you've never been in that situation, because whatever you're thinking is not what it is. And I don't think anybody should sit around thinking that it's taking it lightly to give up your freedom ever. Okay, whether it's federal, state, or whatever you're trying to say with that. Anyway, the other thing that really was the reason that I was even touching on this, because I've already touched on this several times, even with the Florida situation. Because remember, they had the whole situation going in Florida with those rappers, the drill guys out there, the drill music. I'm just wondering, like, where are these older people in hip hop, and why are they not speaking up, telling these kids to cut this crap out? Like, this stuff is not okay. And the police been on hip hop. They've been on hip hop since day one. Okay, day one of anybody getting any type of check from a record company, they've been on them. So this is not a game. It's not a game. It's not you gonna come in and look cute and cool and throw around some guns and then retire as rich and and throw up the end at the end of the story. It's not gonna go like that. It hasn't gone like that for anyone. So please tell me the person that you think is going to go. It has gone like that for. Because I like to understand where people are getting this from, or maybe you just don't respect life. I don't know. But a lot of that stuff is not making sense, some of the stuff that I'm reading online. But you guys can let me know how you feel about it. Um, but I see that the guy Wallo, because a lot of people on Twitter are bringing it up, the guy from $1 million worth of game. But then I started looking at that situation too, because I don't really know the context of this interview that he was in with Young Thug. Because, it could have been a situation where he was making it known that they were doing something wrong too. It could have been looked at. I guess it's all in how you look at what he was trying to do. But I do agree with him. Like, people, who is telling these kids that all of this stuff is a game? I mean, it's a game. It's not. This is not, you giving up 20 years of your life is not funny. And then people need to be mindful. You can go into this prison system. Not only are you going into this prison system dealing with people who have a lot of issues, who some people in there are serial killers. They doing life for real crazy stuff. Okay, they will, a voice in their head will tell them anything, and they will take your life. And who you think is going to do anything about it? The person is already doing life. So this is not, you know, I don't get it. So I don't want to turn into nobody's mama. So I just don't get it. I don't understand it. The people taking this stuff the way that they're taking it, and acting as if you're going to go behind the wall and it's going to be some type of slumber party. It's really not. Like, not only are you dealing with the people in there, but you're also dealing with those guards and stuff. And those guards are everyday people. They're everyday people with issues of their own. They just happen to be able to get a job. Okay? So be very clear about that too. So I don't know. I'm not understanding. Like, I'm gonna choose a rap career over a street career any day of the week. That's me though. And for these people to be positioned, to be in a position to do the things that they were doing, or to have a career, why are you out here doing, it's that part for me. I don't understand that at all. And I know his father, I also see that his father is in the media as well. I'm speaking of Jeffrey, of Young Thug, and he's saying that the stuff that they're saying about his son is not true. And so, we have to wait and see. Like, they are saying that they have evidence to prove otherwise. And it sounds like to me that somebody is saying these things. It's not just whatever evidence that they're claiming they have. Somebody is going to verify who he is, and that's the part people need to understand. And we don't know who that is, right? And we may not know, because the person may give their testimony in private. We don't know, right? So I don't know. Let me know, would y'all choose a rap career or a street career? In the comments, I'm gonna let you guys listen to Wallo.
I'm gonna be straight up, Doug. Like, a lot of us, man, we did 20 years, then? Yeah, 20. I did 5 first, then I did 20. I did 5 in the juvenile system. I did 20 in the penitentiary. And I went. So you really did more time in prison than you ever did on the earth. On the earth. That's why a lot of times, when some of y'all young niggas, when some of y'all young niggas in here that still be living that shit, I don't be talking to y'all on Instagram as some square ass lame ass nigga. I'm talking to y'all as a nigga that been in a prison yard and see little young boy come in with his tattoos on his face, and he like, oh gee, like, what's up? You know Keisha? From where? I don't know, bro. That's your mom? Yeah. She said, could you call it? Call it. And yeah, you got to shoot. Then I go back, young boy, let me see your paperwork. He like, yeah, how much time? Like, when I'm going home? See, 2073. Cease. And now all the gangster shit gone. The homies gone. The bitch is gone. Ain't nobody. So when I'm on there, I'm speaking from a place of trying to get niggas some real game. Because I'm going to tell you some shit. It's lonely than a motherfucker in there. And when life goes on, your family dying. So when I'm seeing the young niggas, and certain niggas hitting out DM and give them some game, I'll be trying to lay it on it, because, like, I ain't the nigga that's going to say, here, young, and take this pistol. Take this package. I ain't gonna put you on no dummy mission. And the problem is so many niggas is scared of y'all. I'm not scared of no young niggas because I'm not coming at you in the wrong way. I'm coming at you the way your daddy ain't come at you, the way your uncle couldn't come at you because them niggas was dead in prison. So I ain't gonna be on the gram talking some sucker shit to you, just like I checked the young nigga in here. I don't know who it was. Like you rappers, like the artists, if you don't want to be an artist, take it to the streets. But don't bring the dumb shit in the game trying to prove that you're a fucking real nigga. And while you proving that you're a real nigga, you gonna finesse yourself out of position and out of opportunity that can change your family and generations in your family life. Y'all getting money that niggas never got, thug.
Right. I mean, it's really taking that even for granted. And then it's so easy to get in it today. It wasn't like that before. Right. And maybe that is the problem. Maybe that's half the problem. That it's too easy for people to jump up and be an entertainer and they roaming around the entertainment industry. And like I said before, I'm surprised and shocked that people feel safe knowing that people don't even respect life or are roaming around them like that. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, that's surprising too. But I think that at the end of the day, people, they see and they know what Black people are doing to themselves. And this is the same old story, from that drug epidemic to everything else that's been self-destructive that we've seen our people go through. Um, this, it don't make sense. What are you really gaining out of jumping in music? I mean, first of all, and I've said this before too, because I grew up in LA, and I grew up in LA during just the storm of it all. Okay, so I know people too, and I know for a fact that people, they didn't even want you to know their real name, let alone that they're gonna sit there and tell you all their business. It's somebody else's business. Like, that's why I'm like, is this stuff real? Like, are these people for real with this? Like, I just don't get that. I don't know where does that come from anyway? Like, people did not do that. Like, they would not even let you know their real name. I just seen people fighting because they friend told a girl or whoever who they really were. Okay. Like, people be fighting over you giving out their information. Like, y'all out here telling all y'all business and everybody else's business too. And I'm like, I'm just trying to make sense of all of that. It's that part of it for me too. And I'm not okay in bad behavior. I'm not saying that it's okay that you're out here doing it and then you dumb enough to tell somebody that you out here doing it. Cause it's that part of it too. Like, some of y'all turning yourself in, and maybe you want to. Maybe you think it's, like I said, maybe y'all think it's a slumber party going on in prison. I don't know. I mean, I can't call it. I really can't. Um, but yeah, like, I don't think it is. It's not. It's truly not. Um, but I guess people got to make their own mistakes and they got to go through, and hopefully they come out of it, because everybody that go into these jails and prisons don't come out of them. I mean, these stories come out every day. Every day. So I don't get it. Like, I don't get it at all. But y'all can let me know how y'all think about what y'all think about all of this. I just wanted to touch on that because she did go live. I mean, she did hold a press conference to explain why she was doing it. And then the list that they put up, do I have that list? It had what's Lil Baby's name on there. Um, so I don't know what's going on with that. Like, the people warning y'all, they giving y'all fair warning. Okay. I feel like people should take it for what it is and not play with it, because they're very serious. And just because she's a Black woman don't mean that her job is to protect people that are following the law, that are trying to wake up every day and do the right stuff. They don't want to have to walk out their door and have to deal with violence and stuff happening right in front of them. Nobody wants to deal with that. And they have a right to say that. In black skin and white skin and what, green skin, orange, yellow, I don't care. Everybody has the right to say that. You don't get to tell Black people they got to live any kind of way because you want to be out here acting a doggone fool. You don't get to say that. And then run this Black stuff like we just supposed to excuse everything that's ill willed. Like, this is the same thing I'm talking about with the Kevin Samuels stuff. No, and we have to, who we need to stop is people that's out here running that stuff. You know, don't come over here with that black stuff. Because I know when I lived in Atlanta, and I'm gonna get off of here because I said I wasn't gonna spend a whole lot of time on this. You know, this lady that I was working with, she was saying she heard the scratching at her door, and she normally would not be at home. She would have been at work, right? But she was at home that day, and her kids were at school, and she heard the scratching at her door, and she opened her door. She didn't say anything, but she opened her door, and there was a guy laying out in front of her door, shot up. Do you do people why do we have to go through that? Why do we have to do that? And then she would say, I was just so happy my kids wasn't there. I was so happy my kids wasn't walking up and seeing that. I'm glad I was there to open the door and help him because the guy could have died out there in front of her door. Like, why do people have to, why should we have to go through that as people? And then y'all want to come running this black stuff like, oh, she's a black woman trying to take. No, she's not trying to take no. People doing this stuff to themselves because these guys are talented. Okay, Young Thug is not just any old rapper, and so in Ghana, these people have talent. There is no reason for them to be out in the streets doing. I don't know if they out here doing it because this is all allegedly at this point. Okay, the lady says she got stuff to charge them with, so we're gonna have to wait and see how that play out. But I'm just hypothetically like, why do you need to? Why? What are you getting out of that? I'm running around acting like that when you can just be living a normal life. You're blessed enough to be in a position to make a lot of money. It's a lot of young people that cannot get to where you are. And they never will. I mean, it's that part for me. Like, I'm tired of people with the foolishness. Like, don't nobody want to hear these sad songs and this nonsense about blackness. Like, people shouldn't have to open their door and see people shot up in front of their door. They shouldn't have to do that. I'm sorry. People need to change their mindsets and they need to raise their kids to respect life and understand that your life is important. Just the fact that you're here coming out of the stuff that our people came out of is an important story. It's a reason to be here. That alone. Don't let anybody fool you into nothing else because that's what's going on out here. They making you think that all this crazy going out, at 22 and getting killed at 19 and all this stuff is going to make somebody lift you up. No, it's not. It's not, because a lot of these kids just become numbers. I don't know. But let me know what you guys think about this situation because it's just puzzling to me. I don't get it. And no, I'm not one of those people that's going to glorify violence and anything like that. So if that's the type of channel you're looking for, you on the wrong channel. I've said that before. I think that's in my description. I'm not the one over here. I don't condone that. I think that if people are getting up every day trying to do the right things, they should have a right to walk down the street and go through life and do that, raise their kids the best they can. People, as black people, we are already dealing with enough as it is. The stuff that we just dealing with simply because of the skin we in is enough. I don't know why people want to put themselves through more foolishness. But I don't know. This is all allegedly as of right now. If they're saying that he went in front of a judge, but he didn't. He was they postponed the date or whatever. I'm speaking of Young Thug, and I think Gunna just turned himself in. And some people are saying he's only charged with two. He only has two charges. I don't know. I don't know what the charges are. I'm not even going to sit here and try to act like I know. But the fact that these people are put in this position is enough. They shouldn't even be in these positions like this. This is puzzling to even hear this stuff. Because I'm sure that there are young people who wish they could be Young Thug and Gunna, the rappers. Young Thug and Gunna that's hanging out at the Met Gala and going to all these other places and touring the world doing shows for a living. and you're willing to throw that away to go sit in a box. Yeah, please make it make sense to me in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.